Hi, everybody, on a Father's Day. If you're a dad, hope you have a wonderful day today. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill coming to you from Vancouver, Washington. We'll get you into the forecast for this upcoming week. It is 10:39 this morning, and I just grabbed these images off of my live camera network. Willamette Valley Vineyards, right in the heart of the Willamette Valley, not a cloud in the sky. Lewis River Golf Course up in Woodland, still overcast. I'm in Vancouver. We're just now, I'm looking out my window trying to become partly cloudy. So light northwest flow pattern, areas of morning clouds, but south of Portland, there's been a lot of sun already this morning, and everybody should clear out. Now, I've been talking about this for a while, and I apologize. I'm just noticing there should be a space right there between next and weekend. Um, that this upcoming weekend, we're still looking for some measurable rainfall. That's still a go. The weather models, I think, are a little nuts right now in terms of how much rain they're putting out, but that just ups the ante that we're going to get some. And of course, as you know, we need it. So far, this June, 107 inch out of PDX. Our water year total, going back to October 1, is 31.32 inches. We were running a surplus much of the winter, but now we're over 2 inches below normal. So we need to get every drop we can, especially with the always drier months of July and August upcoming. And we'll talk about that as well. All this brought to you by the Momentous Wealth Podcast. Listen on Apple Podcast, listen on Spotify, and choose from a variety of investment topics meant to educate you. If you need a financial advisor for your mutual funds, for your retirement planning, please contact the Momentous Wealth Management Team. They are licensed in Oregon and Washington. Really trust them and using them for a long time. So that's a high recommendation for me. Okay, let's get you going. Here's that live camera network. Father's Day. If you're at the coast, well, it's great. If you're not there yet, you're probably not going. But you can see sunny skies, sunny out in the gorge. Persimmon Country Club in Gresham starting to become partly cloudy. There's that overcast sky on the east side of Camas and Lewis River up in the southwest Washington, but sun is coming. And there's downtown Portland right now. It's really cleared out. Again, this is my live camera network. You can find on my weather site, portlandweather.com. It's kind of a good way to check and see if it's going to be sunny where you are, especially if you're going out to the gorge or up into the Cascades or where have you. Okay, here's what's going on. So the overwhelming headline I think, is that there's no hot weather in sight, generally speaking. And certainly for this upcoming week, we're going to be still pinned in this kind of below normal in terms of afternoon temperature flow pattern. So this is what's going on right now. Upper level low offshore right here, 546 low. You can see where the contours at 18,000 feet, 500 millibars kind of dip. So there's a trough out here. So this is a relatively cool weather pattern. Now you can see one weather system, two weather systems. If it were winter, you would go, hey, the storms are lined up and they're coming our way. Well, not really. What I want you to get out of this is any hot weather. See the 594 high down over New Mexico right there? So that's the heat. And we've got this cool weather pushing inland, kind of chasing the heat. And the last couple of days, the marine flow pattern has been much more significant than what weather modeling was showing. And instead of daytime highs in the 70s of sun, we've been only in the 60s. We're clearly on a path to more sunshine today. By the way, this first batch of clouds may or may not bring some rain to the coast Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, maybe a trace of rain into the metro. More on that in a coming second as well. So back to what I think the biggest story is. We've had the back-to-back two 90-degree days this June so far, and there's still plenty of time for the models to fluctuate, but there are no 90s easily showing up at this time. So here we are this afternoon. Now, notice with me, here is the real hot stuff. Remember that upper level low that was over New Mexico? There's New Mexico. There's the hot weather up through Colorado and Wyoming. Okay. Here's a cooler air offshore that we're feeding off of. This shows our air mass is fairly warm, and it is, but we're getting the push of marine level coolness at the surface, and that's been keeping our temperatures very, very pleasant. So that doesn't really change. Here we are, relatively cool weather on Monday into Tuesday, still relatively cool midweek. And then we get into this upcoming weekend. I'll look at rain chances, but this is a big low. See the green? That's a big low, cool air with moisture, looking like it's going to move inland. This is Friday. Look at that move inland. This is Saturday. Wow, that is cool. And then here's Sunday, still under the influence of the cooler weather that at this point it's marching all the way over the Rockies into the Dakotas and parts of the Midwest, the Plain States anyway. Here we are now, Monday of next week. Still relatively cool. Hot weather is out here, but it's not really marching inland. Now we're into Wednesday, the 25th of June. Wow. This is a northwest flow pattern. Now there's some warmer air trying to come in off of the Pacific. That can't happen. You would need an east wind flow at the surface to allow warming, but this does show some warmer air trying to come in the last few days of June. But even if that happens, then we're going to go into July 1. Here's July 1. And if I back it up, we get cooler weather again. So at least for the time being, no concerns really of any prolonged heat, and we may or may not get to 90 for 1 or 2 days, the last couple of days of this month, and that's it. All right. Let's take a look at the flow pattern, and we'll get into the rain chances that I'm talking about. So here's this afternoon. Here's one low offshore. Here's that cool trough. Remember we showed you this on the satellite picture? That's what this is showing. There's the cool trough, the low offshore. We're feeding on marine layer, and it's really keeping our temperatures comfortable. Not much change on Monday, and then here comes Tuesday. Now notice the second low. This is Wednesday morning. Some of the modeling is showing this low pushes some cloudiness our way late Tuesday overnight, with a chance of some light rain. Best chance at the coast. Anything inland would probably be traceable, and then that's gone. And Wednesday during the day, I think, turns out to be pretty nice. Thursday's pretty nice. Now here's Friday. This is that main low. This is the one that could bring us a decent bit of measurable rainfall. Dare I say soaking rainfall? That would be fantastic if we can get it. This is Friday. This is the American GFS model. It's a cold low, 549 center. I mean, that's cold for this time of the year. So this is dominating our weather Friday. There it is right on top of a Saturday. I mean, if you just stare at this, and some of the other models are not as convincing or don't show this trough as deep as the American GFS. But if the American GFS model is correct, these would be days we'd be doing well just to bounce up into the low 60s for highs with occasional rain. That's a potential. That's this coming Saturday, the 21st of June. Okay. And then Sunday, we're in the cool weather, but the rain chances kind of fizzle out. And then after that, we still have a northwest flow pattern. The warmer air offshore is really not coming in yet. So let's see what rain output is. This is a different model. This is the Canadian GEM model. All right. And this is Tuesday morning. So remember I said mainly Tuesday evening, overnight into Wednesday. This shows some decent rain up in western Washington along the coast, maybe a couple tenths of an inch of rain. Shows some measurable rainfall, but generally less than a tenth up and down the Oregon coast. And it shows chances of just barely measurable rainfall up in the Kelso Longview, but really nothing in the valley. And then I think that rain chance, even though this shows it, I think it fizzles out on Wednesday. These projected rain models lack resolution, and they're always a little overdone. They're almost always. So now here's Friday, developing rain. And if the Canadian and the GFS model are correct, we have a pretty good amount of rain. I'm going to just pull this back because the rain chances really kind of fizzle out once we get through Saturday evening. So this is widespread rain. Western Oregon, Western Washington, some decent rain amounts out over the Blue Mountains. This shows an inch of rain at the coast, up in the Cascades. A bit of a valley rain shadow. Look at this. So what does that tell you? That tells you, and I noticed this when I was looking at the modeling, while the dynamics of this system look to be pretty good this coming weekend, if you look at the moisture fields, they're kind of thin. And that's why this hits the coast and the coast range and then kind of rains out. And then the Willamette Valley, look at this. We're left with a tenth, 2/10 of an inch of rain, maybe a little bit more when you get down south of Lane County. Looking at about a tenth of an inch of rain up towards Seattle. And then the moisture picks up again in the Cascades, and then there's some convection out over the Blue Mountains. So that's what this is showing. Absolutely moisture coming in with clouds, with cool weather, but the moisture's thin. So there could be significant rain shadowing here in the valley, and we would get some, but not a lot. So we'll keep you updated on that. But clearly, if you have Friday and Saturday outdoor plans right now, the chance of there being some rain around is pretty good, at least at this point. All right, let's go around the horn. These are the 10 o'clock numbers. Medford 64. Medford's going up to 88 today. Nothing crazy hot, generally in the 80s and dry through Thursday, and then a cooler upcoming weekend with that big low coming in. And even down in southern Oregon, this is now showing a chance of some showers developing into Saturday with a high of 73. What about Bend? That big low, strong enough to push rain over the Cascades. Here's a chance of rain this coming Friday and Saturday over in Central Oregon. Between now and then, a lot of sun and pretty comfortable weather. Warmest day looks to be 83 on Wednesday. Okay. What about out in Pendleton? Chance of showers going into the weekend. Remember, it showed showers out into the blues. Otherwise, warm, but nothing expected to hit 90. So that's not bad. 84 today. Beautiful sunshine expected. Up in Seattle, what we got? Sunny, decreasing clouds on Monday after a cloudy start, and then there's a chance of some rain Tuesday overnight and early Wednesday. And then up north, ahead of that Friday, Saturday low, this shows cloudiness increasing, and then likely showers on Friday and Saturday with temperatures in the 60s. So everything is biting hard. Forecast data on some rain spreading across a good chunk of the Northwest this upcoming Friday, Saturday. Okay, let's just check on our state capital. There's Salem. Salem's got sun. I mean, so far, even the sunny areas have not been as warm as what weather modeling has been showing. The temperature forecast, at least the last 2 days, has been a bit of a catastrophe zone, as much as 10 degrees off. So we'll see. This is going to be a sunnier day, a weaker marine flow than we've had. So we can see how much, if we get enough sun to hit these forecast numbers of 77, 76, 80. And then there's that chance of rain on Friday and Saturday. Okay. North Bend. Friday, Saturday, rain likely this upcoming weekend, otherwise dry until then. And here's my Portland. So again, this you can click on the city by city forecast on my weather site, portlandweather.com. Here's my I think I loaded it. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing, Rod? What am I doing? 7-day forecast. Here we go. Courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros up here in Vancouver and Clark County. All of your tire needs, as they say. So we're getting the clouds to sun today. I mean, I would think we have sun in the 10 o'clock hour. We've got at least at 70 with the sun today. It was what? The last 2 days have been 62, 65 in Portland. So at least 70 or warmer today. And then tomorrow there could be, like today, kind of a thin push of marine clouds, clouds for some of us. There's actually a reinforcing marine flow during the day tomorrow. So that's why I've got us at 73. And then Tuesday, we see increasing clouds later in the day. That chance of some traceable rain amounts in the valley Tuesday evening overnight. Wake up the clouds Wednesday morning. Then they go away. But look at my temps 75, 73, 76, 71. Very comfortable. Thursday, 72, Juneteenth. And then we've got the rain picking up with temperatures only in the 60s, of course, on Friday and Saturday going into the weekend. Okay. That's what we're looking at. Real quick, if you're wondering, that Rowena fire, the update as of earlier this morning was 3,831 acres burned. This is a couple miles west of the Dalles out in the gorge, Rowena. Been declared as human caused. Again, that doesn't mean it was intentional. It just means it wasn't lightning. 5% contained. They have a full containment date they're throwing out of July 15th. So what I would get from that is that they're going to allow at least part of this fire just to burn out, and that's going to be going on for a while. 590 threatened homes is the last figure, and this is bad news. Now 49 destroyed. The last couple of days, the first night into the second day of the fire, they lost 20 homes. Now that number is more than doubled, 49. So that's not good news. All right. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Rod Hill. Subscribe if you haven't. You'll be notified when I post. It helps me out. Boom. Bye for now. Happy Father's Day.